Hi, I'm Terry D'Antonio. I'm BEA District 5 Director, which encompasses Trout Canyon, Mountain Springs, and Sandy Valley. We have about a little over 700 members to date. Since we can't meet in person, which is very disappointing to me, as anyone who knows me knows I love meeting people. However, the agenda will be very similar. So, first, we are going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll do a moment of silence. I'll come back and talk to you a little bit about my experience in the last 10 and a half months. And then I will introduce you to our new CEO. We'll have a report from the finance director, Bob Sweeten, who is this evening's parliamentarian. He will be handling the election, and then we will be having the drawing. And in addition to what VEA's prizes are, I also will be donating 4 certificates for local establishments. So at this point, if I could have you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. I am really so happy to have had the opportunity to meet the employees at Valley Electric. First person I would like to thank is Amy Carlson. Amy is the one who put these videos together for all of the districts. And also, I want to thank Andy and Kelly, who we know is there as soon as they can get there if we have any issues with our power. I know if it's a bird, whatever it is, they're there and to make sure that we keep our lights on. The broadband crew, not that we have a lot of issues at all, but I have had a couple of people contact me. When I contact the broadband department, it's fixed in as quickly as possible, or an appointment is set up. So I would like to thank each and every one of them. In the last 10 and a half months, we've had a few challenges. We, as many of you know, I try to keep you as informed as possible on our BEA District 5 web or group site. We have a brand new set of directors. We have a new CEO, which we spent a lot of time interviewing the directors. And then also we interviewed 4 individuals. We went through a lot of applications and we did the final interview for 4. We offered the position to Mark the week before Thanksgiving, and he was to come on board on January the 6th, come on payroll. Well, we are so fortunate that shortly after the Thanksgiving break, Mark hit the road running for sure. And that wasn't on our payroll. So we were really blessed to have his expertise helping us through this time. And since then, and before that, we also formed committees. The committees, I am so pleased. District 5 is represented on all of the committees. And so with the 6 districts, we have 4 committees. The first committee is the finance committee. They always meet 2 days before our board meetings to go review all of the financials, expenses, as well as contributions, etc. And representing District 5 is Linda Lavasser. And Linda, I cannot thank you enough. You're doing a fabulous job. The next committee I would like to talk about is the Member Liaison Committee. This is the committee that has been working for 6 months to reviewing the bylaws. Many of the articles had not been updated since 1965 when VEA was established. So they have put what they have put together, and it's been on the web, and Many of you have already voted, but if you haven't, I'm hoping that you will. There's a lot of questions and answers posted on the VA website. And on this committee is Shirley Carganella, Tanya Burton, and Noah Bennett. The next committee I would like to talk about is the Policy Committee. The Policy Committee is working with staff to update the policies, separate the procedures from the policies, so that we can move forward. And on that committee, representing District 5 is Sam McCool and Shirley Carganella. And finally, we have the Charitable Foundation Committee. This committee is made up of about 21 members throughout the 6 districts. And representing our district is Shirley Carganella, Rosanna Garvey, and Noah Bennett. This committee is very important. I don't know how many of you have done the roundup, but you can round up to the dollar, or you can do more than $1. And the funds that you do that, they go into the separate account for Charitable Foundation. They're the ones who've done the Christmas dinner. They also have helped with the Thanksgiving dinner, and we in the future you'll be hearing that they also donated for food for individuals who have been victims of the COVID-19 in our district. And this committee is very important. The VEA employees are the main contributors to our fund. It's so rewarding to see our members and be able to represent. And we've had so many rumors, or we have to move forward. It's time. We're a great co-op. We have so many opportunities in the future. And speaking of the future, even though he's been there a while, I'd like at this time to introduce to you Mark Stallions. Mark is a true blessing to our co-op. Thank you.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us. We wish we were able to hold this meeting in person. However, the safety, the well-being of our employees, members, and consumers is our number one priority. Also, maintaining the business continuity, keeping the lights on, that's our number one priority as well. The theme for this year's annual meeting is rebuilding trust, member focus, looking ahead, leading by example. We asked the employees a series of 3 questions. Basically, what does it mean, number 1, to be member focused? What's it mean to be looking ahead? And what does it mean to be leading by example? We had great answers from all of the employees, and I wanted to take this time to share those answers with you. So the first one, member focused. Putting members first, listening to understand what the members are saying. Revising the bylaws and the policy is a big part of being member focused, because the whole intent of the bylaws and the policies is to make sure the members are in control. Providing solutions and choices, focusing on member needs, responding with a sense of urgency, being results oriented and being people oriented, being professional, courteous, respectful, and then viewing things from a member's perspective. Member focused also includes developing and offering quality products and services. And finally, member focused is communicate, communicate, communicate. In fact, I could say it another 3 times, communicate, communicate, communicate. There's really no limit to how much we need to communicate, and I don't really think that we can over communicate. So that's what our employees believe member focused looks like, what it's all about. I think what surprised me, it didn't really surprise me, I should say, but what I was satisfied and pleased with that our employees got it. I think this member focus really is what you all want. You want to be put first. You want us to listen to understand. And so we're going to work hard to be member focused. So the second piece of our theme for this year's annual meeting is looking ahead. So what does that mean? What's it mean to look ahead? What do the employees think it means to look ahead? So let's talk a little bit about that. The first thing was growing revenues. We all understand we need to grow the revenue on the broadband side as well as the electric side. We also need to set SMART goals. And when I say SMART goals, the word SMART means something. It means specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. SMART goals are critical to being a successful business. We want to manage our expenses. We've heard this loud and clear from all of you. It's critical, it's important. We need to do this. We also need to invest in our employees. We want to be a good place to work. We want to have the best people working here so that we can serve you best. We want to make good decisions. We want to be continually improving, striving to be the best. As my dad always says, we want to plan our work and then we want to work our plan. So we want to be looking ahead, planning, knowing where we're going, have a mission, vision, work our values. Now, we don't want to just be short term. Planning for the short term is critical, but we also have to be looking out long term and planning for the long term. So we want to identify short term and long term business risk. We want to build a collaborative team environment, and then we want to make investments that improve performance. So looking ahead, it's another key part of building trust, of building relationships, of earning your respect and earning your trust. So what's the third part? The third part is leading by example. We need to do the right thing. We need to listen. We need to tell the truth, value people, work efficiently, strive to do our best, give positive feedback, and keep you, the members, informed. We want to always be positive and polite, even when it's trying circumstances. Having a positive attitude. We want to be visible. We want to do what we said we were going to do. And we want to set expectations and then follow through on those expectations and achieve results. We also want our employees to reach their full potential. We want to develop them so that they can serve you best. We want to be clear with responsibilities and accountabilities in terms of employees and how we work for you. If we want someone to care, then we're going to have to show that we care first. Leading by example is all about caring, listening, telling the truth, and valuing people, valuing our members. So it's, quite frankly, it's a heavy lift, but it's where we want to go. It's what we want to do. We want to build trust. We want to be member focused. We want to be looking ahead, and we want to be leading by example. One of the things we recently did with the board was we sat down and had a whole day of building our strategic goals, of brainstorming. We brought in a third party to help us with this. It was our banker. They didn't charge us anything. That's the best about this process. In partnerships, we can achieve and accomplish much with no cost. It's through partners. So what are our strategic goals? What did the board identify as our strategic goals in the coming 1, 2, 3 years? The first one, the one that jumped right off the plate, it jumped off of our analysis, it jumps off the members when I talk to them as well. The number one strategic goal is to build financial strength. We've made good progress on this in the last year. We want to create a culture of excellence. That's our second strategic goal. Our third strategic goal is we want to be the go-to energy partner. Quite frankly, when you go to third parties to get your power before you come to us, we don't want that to continue. We want to be who you talk to about your energy needs, but we're going to have to offer you products and services that you want so that you will come to us and ask us the questions on how you can reduce rates, how you can best provide energy, how we can best provide you with energy. We want to be the go-to energy partner, and we're going to make moves to do that. Number 4, we want to maintain system reliability. We want to do that safely. When I look at where we are today, probably our 2 top strengths are that our employees work safely. We've gone 18, 19, 20 months without a lost time accident. We've gone a long time. We work safe. That's a huge accomplishment. It's a fantastic accomplishment. We want to continue working safe. We have good reliability. When I look at the numbers on our reliability for the past few years, they've been good. So we want to maintain that. We want to keep that. And then last, we want to be the industry leader in member and customer satisfaction. Quite frankly, in order to do that, we have to do the first four. We have to build financial strength. We have to create a culture of excellence. We have to become the go-to energy partner, and we have to maintain safe and reliable service if we want to achieve and be a leader in member and customer satisfaction. So these are the strategic goals. We're not saying we're there. We're saying we aspire to be there, and it's going to take some time. It's going to take time to build that culture to get to this financial strength we want to get to. We want to be your go-to energy partner. We don't want you to go to third parties. We'd rather you come to us, but we have to have products and services you want. So we are going to be looking at developing. We already are looking to develop those service and products that all of our members want. So those are the strategic goals. We look forward to building this organization into an organization that you can trust, that you can rely on, and that you can be proud of. At this point in time, I'd like to introduce Steve Morrison, Valley's Chief Financial Officer, and he will give you the report on our financial condition. From my perspective, it's a good report, and I look forward to him sharing it with you.
Thanks, Mark. Hi, everyone. I'm happy to present the 2019 financial results of your electric cooperative. Happy to say that 2019 was a year of improvement for Valley Electric. I'll cover the revenues for Valley Electric, some cost items, and also talk to you about metrics and areas at which we improved in. I'll also share my thoughts about the broadband business. So let's jump in. So for the last 3 years, you see a chart in front of you. The orange line is 2019, the blue line is 2018, and the gray line is 2017. And what you're looking at is the consolidated revenues in millions of dollars. You're also looking at a traditional twin peaking system where what that means is that we can peak either in the summer or in the winter. And as you can see on the graph, we typically peak in the summer, but we definitely have some stronger load in the winter when we're running our heat, and obviously in the summer when we're running our air conditioners. Obviously the lines generally overlap. However, you can see last year in the orange line, stronger relative to the previous 2 years in January and February and March, or Q1. Not as strong during the summer months, certainly not as strong as 2018, and very strong in Q4 last year in terms of revenue, which for the most part is driven by weather patterns. So for example, if the weather is extremely hot in the summer, we'll see larger revenues in relation to other years or previous years. Also taken into consideration that 2019 for 3 quarters had a 9% rate increase. And so you would expect to see a higher orange line after that rate increase. However, we don't see a significantly higher one except for Q4 last year. Nonetheless, our revenues were stronger in 19 than they were in 18 or 17. 2018's revenues of almost $81 million, and 2019's revenues of just over $84 million, show about a 4% increase from one year to the next. Now, if you look at our revenues and what makes up our revenues in terms of which company participates in the revenues, Valley Electric, the electric distribution company, by far about 75% of the revenues come from the electric company. Our transmission company has slowed some considerably obviously because of the asset sale a couple of years ago, but also because the construction projects for that company have slowed down. Our communications business, our broadband business, continues to grow, however. Looking just at the electric company for 2019 and what makes up the revenues for that business, more than half of our $65 million in revenue for the electric company came from our residential class. About $18 million came from our commercial and industrial customers. We have about $5 million of that $65 million came from our contract and where we sell contract power, and about $3 million came from our irrigation class. When we think about the improvements we made, while revenue certainly is important, we have to consider costs as well. And clearly there was work to do and has been work to do for some time. And I'm presenting here a breakdown of our controllable costs, our interest, tax, depreciation, amortization, and our power costs. And you can see that on the right, the costs per year have had been increasing for several years, and in 19 we returned back to basically 2017 or pre-2017 levels. Certainly in controllable costs we did. Our power costs, we shared this with you last year, but we exited a costly and increasingly costly purchase power contract. So we're in firm ground now with a current market-priced purchase contract that we feel great about. And so from a financial improvements perspective and a cash flow perspective, we have made great strides in putting Valley Electric on firm financial footing. The other thing that adds strength to our system is our electric sales. We have, over the past, from 2013 to 2019, we have grown in kilowatt hour sales by almost 6.5%. Most systems in the United States can't say that. And what drives that is not necessarily our individual homes, because each of our homes, as we buy new products and new appliances, etc., over time, those are more efficient and use less energy. And so individually, we're using less power than we ever have. However, the growth is really about the housing. And as new residents move into our service territory, we grow. And you can see that in our growth chart in the bottom. From 2013 to 2019, that total kWh sales has been growing. Our total consumers over since 2013 is at almost 12% growth rate. Speaking about the communications business, I would like to share with you a 4-year view of revenue in millions. We're in year 5 now of a strong and growing business. We're pleased with our penetration rates. We're pleased with how many folks have taken advantage of our affordable high-speed broadband. We're unfortunately had trouble getting any traction with our video product, our TV product, and so that we gave up on that business in 2018, early 2019. And however, you can still see our revenue improvement each year into what we're looking at now as a $7.5 million business, and we continue to grow. Looking at and we hear a lot of and have heard a lot of the product mix in our communications business, and 21% of our product revenue comes from fiber, and the remaining 79 comes from our WiMAX product. The promise of fiber to the home, simply put, is it was too expensive, and we've shared that in the past. simply too expensive to execute on. So management and the board had previously made a decision to focus on getting high-speed broadband into everyone's homes that wants it, and converting to a fiber solution slowly over time to let the revenues, in a sense, pay for that build-up instead of taking on additional debt. The entire build-out, unfortunately, takes a little longer when you take that path. So currently, we stand at about 10,150 subscribers. We added another 1,000 in 2019, and through our build-out strategy, we were able to generate a positive cash flow for this business, which is great news. In fact, with that positive cash flow, we were able to pay down almost $4 million of associated debt of the broadband company. So the communications business is getting stronger. Valley Electric continues to improve and get on solid footing. We look forward to a great 2020. Understandably, we're all going to struggle through the impacts of what COVID-19 has given us. We stand united with the community still, as I'm sure others have communicated. I second that, or add my voice to that we stand with you and financially supportive of our community as we try to move through this.
Hello, I'm Bob Sweeten, General Counsel for Valley Electric Association. I have here the results of the 2020 District 5 Board of Directors election. In District 5, there were 740 eligible voters. 66 voters submitted a paper ballot. 24 voters submitted a web ballot. 90 votes total were submitted for a 12.16% voter return. All 90 votes were cast for Terry D'Antonio, the sole candidate in the race. Congratulations, Director D'Antonio, and back to you, Mark.
Because this is a virtual meeting instead of a real live meeting where we would normally handle the door prizes and we would hand them out to you, we're going to do it a little differently this year. In order to be eligible for door prizes, you must be a member of the district. There's only one entry per membership, so please submit your name and an account number, your phone number, and your email address to doorprizes@vea.coop. If you do not know your account number, please include your service address. Entries will be accepted until noon tomorrow. Winners will be personally notified. So we hope all of you who submit for the door prizes, we hope you're pleased with the gifts, and we look forward to handing those door prizes out to you. In closing, please note that you have until May 20th at 9 a.m. to vote on the bylaws. The bylaw FAQ, frequently asked questions, and policies are on our website. The virtual annual meeting date is May 28th at 6 p.m. and member comments can be submitted on our website through May 15th at 5 p.m. So we welcome you to attend our annual meeting. Again, that date is May 28th and at 6 p.m. and it'll be a virtual meeting just like our district meeting. So hopefully you'll be able to attend. Take care and be safe. Thank you.